TSLA. We'll see what they say today. Deliveries, though, of 936,000 vehicles took place over the course of 2021, and the electric vehicle company set to report earnings after the bell. Seth Goldstein, who is the Morningstar equity strategist, joins us now with his expectations ahead of the earnings and quarterly results. So, Seth, great to have you here with us. Help us preview this. You believe the good news is already priced in based on what I know from your take. So take us into your long-term outlook and why you believe that sales growth will slow.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Brad. So Tesla, as we saw the market reaction to the fourth quarter deliveries numbers, they had a great 2021. I'm expecting strong earnings results to be reported when they report later tonight. You know, I think it sets up momentum into 2022, but over the long term, as there's more electric vehicle manufactured by other companies and other companies are able to see their EV costs fall, bring more models out, more chargers are built and charging times fall, then I think eventually Tesla will still be the leader, but not the only company that makes the high quality EVs that consumers demand. So I think they're going to see lower long-term growth rate, but I still think they're going to be a top 10 automaker globally by the end of the decade.
There's certainly two stories to be watching here. You know, number one, what those numbers show in terms of Tesla's performance, but also about how investors are now rating this stock. We've seen a number of big tech names really getting re-rated on the back of concerns with the rate hikes coming, potential with these high growth, high debt companies. Where do you think Tesla should be? I mean, what does fair value look like in this context?
For me, the fair value is $700 a share. You know, I think Tesla will be able to ramp up their vehicle sale. They'll be able to reduce their costs of production through introducing the new batteries and getting manufacturing efficiency, economies of scale. But at the end of the day, I don't think Tesla will be selling, you know, anywhere close to the 10, 11 million number of vehicles that is closer to what the stock's currently pricing in. And so I do think the stock's a little overvalued as investors are perhaps pricing in a little too rosy scenario right now. So again, I see a $700 fair value for Tesla.
And so going forward from this point, I mean, it's clear that the mass market Model 3 and the Y, that is kind of the continued production and delivery, kind of being able to put the rest of the operation into focus. You know, where do you think that there are going to be other areas that need to build up their operational presence, as well as the ability for them to bring on more manufacturing online? We do know that Elon was making trips over to Berlin recently as well to check out progress on that gigafactory.
Yeah, so those are really the two key sources of uncertainty for Tesla right now. One, how quick will they be able to ramp up their Austin and Berlin gigafactories? And then two, with the Cybertruck, when will that launch? You know, Ford is seeming to increase its capacity and expand its growth plans for the F-150. Rivian's already producing trucks. Tesla is not going to produce the Cybertruck in 2022. Maybe they produce it in 2023, but at that time, they will not be a new entrant. They will be a little late to the party. And so, you know, the Cybertruck could be a disappointment if they don't get it out there quickly and don't prove that it is the best truck compared to, say, the F-150 Lightning.
I mean, you talked about competition in EVs. I mean, this is where things have really gotten heated. Is Tesla going for the same consumer when it comes to Cybertrucks as the F-150? I mean, we've heard from Ford talking about how they've brought in a lot of new customers into the fold who didn't necessarily buy a non-EV or drive a non-EV F-150. Now they're interested because of the shift.
I think it's generally going to be a similar consumer. If you're looking at a $50,000 higher price point for a truck, that's going to be a consumer who wants a more luxury auto. So, you know, whether they don't necessarily have owned a traditional pickup truck in the past, if they've gone more with luxury SUVs or luxury sedans, I still think at the price point they're going to sell the Cybertruck and the F-150 at, it is going to be that luxury auto consumer.
Seth, while we have you, given that we've been tracking cryptocurrency and the broader downtrend over the course of 2022 for sure, but a lot of that taking place even starting prior to the new year. With that in mind, what are you going to be listening to for Tesla to give more updates around its Bitcoin holdings, particularly on?
Well, we'll see what they do. If they are still planning to accept payment from Bitcoin or Dogecoin or other cryptocurrencies, or if that was something they were considering and they're still wanting to wait to see how they can value it and if it makes economic sense to the company. So, it would be good to get an update at the earnings call on how cryptocurrency will pay into what they allow customers to pay for.
Seth Goldstein, Morningstar Equity Strategist. Good to talk to you today. Appreciate the time.